What up, y'all? You're listening to Sports Talk with Tropp, and I'm your host, Katie Tropp. Well, the NBA playoffs were completely dominated. Every single game one was dominated by the winning team. So let's get right into the uneventful game ones that started off our NBA playoff weekend. Beginning with the first game that kicked it off was the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Toronto Raptors. And Cleveland pretty much just ran away with this one from the jump. It was close in the first quarter, and that was about it. The Cleveland Cavaliers got the win 126-113. Donovan Mitchell had 32 points. James Harden actually showed up. He had 22 points and 10 assists. But the big guy was Max Strus. He had 24 points in this one, and Cleveland is up 1-0 on the Toronto Raptors, and Game 2 is Monday night. Then the next matchup we had was between the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This one was kind of close in the first half, and then Denver started to run away with it in the second half. Denver got the win 116-105. Nikola Jokic had yet another triple-double, as he normally does. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. Jamal Murray went off for 30 points and 7 assists, and Aaron Gordon also had a nice night, 17 points and 9 rebounds on the night. And Denver's up 1-0 on Minnesota right now, and their game 2 is going to be on Monday night. Then the next matchup we had on Saturday was between the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks, and the Knicks ran away with this one, 113-102. Brunson had a great night, 28 points and 7 assists. Karl Anthony Towns had 25 points and 8 rebounds, and then OG Anunoby had 18 points and 8 rebounds himself. The New York Knicks are up 1-0 on the Atlanta Hawks, and they will also be playing Monday night. For their game 2 will be Monday night. Then the last game we had on Saturday, which was also uneventful, was between the Lakers and the Houston Rockets. The Lakers actually completely dominated this one. Now, we got really lucky because Kevin Durant did not play in this one, so they pretty much were missing a lot in this game. I mean, the Lakers were dominating from start to finish, and LeBron had a huge night, 19 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds, and then Luke Kennard went off, had 27 points, and he was just knocking them down from 3 as well. Game 2, Kevin Durant's game status is up in the air for that one, as well as Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. We don't know if any one of them is going to be playing in that one, but like I said, LeBron really stepped it up, but it wasn't just him. The rest of the Lakers team stepped it up in that one, and it was nice to see. The Lakers are up 1-0 right now on the Houston Rockets, and their game 2 is on Tuesday night. Then on Sunday, we had Game 1 versus the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. Once again, this one was completely dominated by the Boston Celtics, 123-91. Jaylen Brown had 26 points, and Jason Tatum, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. So really solid game from their 2 superstars. Boston is up 1-0 right now on Philadelphia 76ers, and their game 2 is on Tuesday. Then also on Sunday, probably the most uneventful game of them all, ended up being between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Phoenix Suns. Oklahoma City Thunder demolished the Suns 119-84. Yes, 119-84 was the final score, and it was that bad of a game. I mean, I don't even think Phoenix had a chance at the tip-off. That's how bad this game was for the Phoenix Suns. But the Oklahoma City Thunder got the win. SGA had 25 points. Williams had 22 points. Chet Holmgren had 16 points and 7 rebounds. And Oklahoma City is up 1-0 on the Phoenix Suns, and their game 2 is on Wednesday. And then the most shocking game of them all ended up coming from the Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons. I think the Magic crept up on the Pistons on this one. I still think the Pistons overall are the better team. It just kind of feels like they might have been overlooking Orlando and not really thinking they're a legit squad when they are a very talented squad, and it showed in this one. As a matter of fact, Orlando had the lead from start to finish in this one. This was Detroit tried getting back in it. They tied it up a couple of times, but every time Detroit tried even getting it within distance, Orlando just kept pulling away. So Orlando got the win in Detroit, 112-101. Paolo Banchero, he just started the game off hot and did not stop. He had 23 points and 9 rebounds. Franz Wagner had 19 points. Bain had 17 points. Suggs had 16 points. So they just had an all-around great team game, and Detroit just kind of felt like they were playing really sluggish in this game, so they better step it up for game 2. Right now, Orlando has the lead up on Detroit 1-0 in this series, and game 2 is on Wednesday. And then the last game we had on Sunday was between the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers. Once again, total ass kicking from the San Antonio Spurs in this one, 111-98. Victor Wembanyama had a great night, 35 points. De'Aaron Fox had 17 points, 8 assists. Stephon Castle had 17 points and 7 assists, and just an all-around great team game from the San Antonio Spurs. They are up 1-0 in the series on the Portland Trailblazers, and their game 2 is on Tuesday night. So that's where we're looking right now with all the NBA games. But I got to say, every game 1 was just completely dominated by whoever won the game, and it just wasn't very interesting. So hopefully we have some better game 2s on the horizon. So let's move on to baseball and the Tropp 10 MLB Power Rankings for this week. We finally are starting to shape up a little bit more with about near a month of baseball under our belts now. So things are starting to look better, but we actually have us a new number 1. I thought the Dodgers were going to be riding high. Not that they're not. But there are 2 teams who are actually playing much better baseball than the Dodgers right now. So let's get right into our new number 1 this week. It is the San Diego Padres. I told you to watch out for those San Diego Padres. They are 15-7 on the season, 9-1 in their last 10 games. This past week, they swept the Seattle Mariners. They took the series over the Los Angeles Angels, and they are just, they are playing excellent team baseball right now. King is picking up right where he left off last year. He's got 3 wins on the season with a 2.28 ERA and 26 strikeouts. Bogarts is finally starting, I think now that he's healthy, he's finally starting to pan out as the player that they always thought he was going to be when they traded for him a couple years ago. Jackson Merrill's having a phenomenal year to start. Machado's looking good. Tatis is starting to get hot. Their bullpen is the best in the league. They're really just playing excellent baseball right now. And they are actually, even though the Dodgers are still the tops in the division, like I said, right now, the Padres are the hottest team. I guess you could kind of toss it up between the number 2 team that I'm going to talk about here next. But the Padres, to me, are just playing excellent baseball. And to me, they're the number 1 team right now. But like I said, the number 2 team on my Tropp 10 MLB Power Rankings, you can make a case for them being number 1, and that's the Atlanta Braves. Overall record of 15-7. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games, and they are currently on a 5-game winning streak. This past week, they took the series over the Miami Marlins and then swept the Philadelphia Phillies. And let me tell you, Atlanta is dominating the league in basically every single category, from pitching to hitting. They are first in the league right now with runs, with 122 runs. First in the league with the lowest ERA with pitching, 2.66 ERA. First in the league with whip, 1.08 whip. And then second in the league of batting average. Their batting average is a 2.76 right now. So they are really getting it in at all positions. It's not really shocking because I kind of felt like the Braves could be a good team their last couple of seasons. I feel like have just been marred by injuries, and now everybody's healthy. And hell, Acuna hasn't even really done much this year. He's not even their shining star on offense. It's a whole bunch of other guys, which they absolutely need. But look out for this team once Acuna gets hot, because you know that's going to happen at some point. And even so, Acuna is amazing on the defensive side of the ball. So that's also helpful. But Atlanta's just great starting pitching, great bullpen, great hitting. They are just playing great baseball. And like I said, you can make an argument for them at number 1. Really, the only reason why I put San Diego at number 1 is because they're 9-1 in their last 10 games, and Atlanta's 8-2, so basically 1 game better. And then also, San Diego's was ranked higher than them last week, and I just kind of feel like a little bit more trustable. But really, Atlanta is playing excellent baseball right now. Then at number 3 on my Tropp 10 MLB Power Rankings are the Los Angeles Dodgers. Overall record of 15-6. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. This past week, they swept the New York Mets, who are currently on an 11-game losing streak right now. And then they lost a series to the Colorado Rockies, which is what really dropped them down. Because, hello, who thought they were going to lose a series to the Rockies? Even so, it's kind of crazy to see. Offensively, the Dodgers are doing great, but they're not getting it from their usual suspects. They're not getting it like Ohtani this year. He's having a good year, but most of his stats are coming from pitching this year. He's hitting, of course, but he's not like crushing it like he normally does. And then, of course, you got Betts on the injured list, and then you've got Freeman, who's playing well, but he's not the shining star on offense. You've got Pages having a great year. You've got Will Smith having a great year. Teoscar Hernandez. They're really just getting their offense from basically every guy on the roster. And then once you get Mookie Betts back and you get a hot Freddie Freeman and Ohtani, it's like this team is really good. But basically the only reason why I dropped them this week is because the Colorado Rockies were able to save us this week and take a series against the Dodgers. Then at number 4 in my top 10 MLB Power Rankings, I have the Cincinnati Reds. Overall record of 14-8, 6-4 in their last 10 games. This past week, they took the series over the San Francisco Giants and swept the Minnesota Twins. And it's just crazy because I did expect this team to be pretty decent this year, but I didn't know they would come right out the gate and be this good. But here they are. Elly De La Cruz having a good year to start, batting at .261 with 6 home runs and 19 RBI. But I mean, really, from top to bottom, they're getting it done with a lot of offense, lots of stolen bases. They are just killing it with the stolen bases, and I mean, they're just playing really good all-around baseball. But I feel like that's just a product of Terry Francona being their manager, because he just is an excellent baseball manager. Always has been everywhere, every team he's gone to, and it's just proving right now with the Reds, who have a pretty talented roster, but I wouldn't call them the most talented team in the league. But they are playing excellent baseball, and they are at number 4 this week. Then at number 5 on my top 10 MLB Power Rankings of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Overall record of 13-9, and they are 7-3 in their last 10 games. And by the way, this is my third National League West team that I'm talking about, and this is in the top 5, not just the overall 10. 3 of those 5 teams in the National League West I have ranked in my top 5. That's pretty crazy. But the Diamondbacks are playing solid baseball right now. This past week, they took the series over the Baltimore Orioles and then also took the series over the Toronto Blue Jays. Corbin Carroll is just having a phenomenal year, batting .300 with 3 home runs and 16 RBI. Had a huge game-winning home run, I believe, over the weekend, so he's playing great. But Mike Soroka, he has just started off the season like no other. 4 wins, .278 ERA, and 28 strikeouts. He has really been money for this Arizona Diamondbacks team so far, and probably the biggest surprise for them, because I kind of feel like a lot of people probably wrote off Soroka because he's been battling through the injuries for the majority of his career, but he hit the market this year, and the Diamondbacks picked him up, and here he is having a great year so far. Then at number 6 in my top 10 MLB Power Rankings at the Detroit Tigers, overall record of 12-11, and they are 8-2 in their last 10 games. This past week, they took the series over the Kansas City Royals and took the series over the Boston Red Sox. And now the Tigers are starting to finally look like the Tigers that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. They started off the season kind of cold, but now they're really starting to get it going. Skubal looks like typical Skubal. He's got 3 wins on the season, a .208 ERA, and 33 strikeouts already. So he's doing what he normally does, but they are getting a lot of production from a lot of their young guys. They've got this rookie McGonigal, who's not only very productive with his bat, but he is productive on the defensive side of the ball. Dingler, he is having a solid year offensively. He leads them with home runs and RBI. And they're just Riley Green. He's another guy they're getting a lot of production out of. So the Detroit Tigers are just another team where it's a really solid roster, and they're finally getting the production that we basically expected from them at the beginning of the season. Then at number 7 on my top 10 MLB Power Rankings is the Tampa Bay Rays. Overall record of 12-9. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. This past week, they took the series over the Chicago White Sox and then lost the series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Junior Caminero is starting to get hot. He is batting at .250 with 5 home runs and 10 RBI. I think 3 of those home runs came this weekend or this past week, so he's really starting to light up. But Yandy Diaz continues his monster season, batting .337 with 3 home runs and 16 RBI. And this Tampa Bay Rays team is very sneaky good. They're not really, I think, on a lot of people's radar, but they are really good offensively. They've got a pretty solid pitching staff. And defensively, I think they're top-notch defensively. So I think they could be one of these teams, even though they're in a pretty solid division. with the Yankees, even though the Red Sox not doing well right now, who knows, they could turn it on. You've got the Blue Jays in there, you got the Orioles in there, and so it's just, and then of course the Yankees, of course, but it's just, I kind of feel like the Rays are just going to be in it all season at this point. It just kind of looks like they are going to be maybe not the best team in the league, but I think they're going to be pissing a lot of people off. They're going to be right up in people's asses all season, and I feel like they're just going to be, especially, defensively and on the offensive side of the ball, they look really, really good right now. Then at number 8 on my Top 10 MLB Power Rankings of the New York Yankees, overall record of 13-9. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. This past week, they tied a series or split the series with the Los Angeles Angels, and then swept the Kansas City Royals. Aaron Judge has 9 home runs on the season and 16 RBI, so pretty solid year from him, of course. But who's raking this year is actually Ben Rice. It kind of feels like he's been getting going the last couple of seasons, and now it kind of feels like he is the dude for them offensively. Right now, he's batting at .338 with 8 home runs and 18 RBI. It kind of feels like every time he comes up to bat, he is getting on base, and it's happening a lot lately. And he's right there in the batting order with Aaron Judge and Bellinger, so it's kind of difficult to figure out who you're going to walk, who you're going to actually pitch to, who you're going to pitch around, and what's going to happen there, because the Yankees offense is really starting to get going. It's the Yankees bullpen, which is where all of their issues lie, because they're starting pitching even without Cole. Right now, they are actually doing pretty solid with the starting pitching position. It is their relief pitching that is just terrible, and that has really cost them in a few of their games this season. Then at number 9 on my Top 10 MLB Power Rankings of the Cleveland Guardians, overall record of 13-10. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. This past week, they lost a series to the St. Louis Cardinals, but took the series over the Baltimore Orioles. Like I was talking about the other day, their rookie Messick is just having a lights-out year. It just is always crazy because the Guardians just always, every time they get rid of an old guy, they seem to bring up a new rookie who just looks like he's the next Cy Young Award winner on the horizon, and that is Parker Messick. He's got 3 wins on the season with a 1.05 ERA and 25 strikeouts, and he has been money every game he's come out. So good on the Guardians. Whatever they do at the starting pitcher position with their farm system, they are beautiful at it because they just always find these gems. But then, of course, what's Jose Ramirez doing? Oh, just 6 home runs and 12 RBI on the season. So he's continuing to do his thing. The Guardians are in a little bit of a slump right now, but still really impressed with, especially with their pitching staff, because even beyond Messick, their pitching staff is actually doing very well right now. And then rounding out the Top 10 MLB Power Rankings this week, I have the Pittsburgh Pirates. Overall record of 13-9. They are 6-4 in their last 10 games. This past week, they split the series with the Washington Nationals and then took the series over the Tampa Bay Rays. And O'Neal Cruz has been raking it this season, batting at .292 with 6 home runs and 19 RBI. And then the old guy, Brian Reynolds, it kind of, like I keep saying, it kind of feels like he disappeared the last couple of seasons due to injuries. And now he is back and seems to be very consistent with his bat. He's batting at .266 with 3 home runs and 15 RBI on the season. And we do get a little bit of NFL towards the end of this week. Thursday is the NFL draft, so get ready for that. That's just whatever to me. I mean, it's hit or miss with me. I mean, NBA playoffs are going to be on, so knowing me, I'll actually probably be watching basketball over that. But, there will be some intriguing dudes drafted, but overall, we don't know what anything happens with any of the dudes drafted until they actually hit the field, or if they even hit the field. So, but even so, we do have some NFL on the horizon this week on Thursday. Rolling through the rest of the weekend, we will have the NFL draft. So I will at least go over the first round probably on Friday's show. All right, y'all, enjoy the rest of the week of sports, and I will talk to you fools on Friday.